the whispering shadows of Orita. The sun hung low over the village of Ageromi, painting the sky in deep shades of orange and red. The market was closing, traders packing up their goods as the last few buyers hurried home. Abeni clutched her basket tightly, her heart pounding with frustration. Mama just had to send me to the market this late. As if she couldn't have asked someone else, she muttered to herself. The road home was long, but it was not the distance that made Abeni uneasy, it was the path she had to take. Orita Age. The Witch's Crossroad. The villagers whispered about it, warning never to pass through after sunset. They claimed spirits lurked in the shadows, calling out to travelers, luring them in. But Abeni never believed in such nonsense. Ghosts? Witches? Those were just tales to scare little children. Yet, as she walked, the evening air turned strangely still. The rustling of leaves, the distant chatter of birds, all faded into silence. A cool wind brushed against her skin, carrying with it something that made her blood run cold. Abeni. A whisper. Soft. Distant. But unmistakable. She froze, her grip tightening on the basket. Who's there? She called, forcing her voice to remain steady. No answer. Just the silence stretching endlessly around her. Shaking her head, she quickened her steps. It's just my mind playing tricks on me, she told herself. Then she saw it, the crossroad. A wooden sign stood at the edge, its letters faded but still readable. Do not stop. Do not speak. Abeni swallowed. She had heard the stories 100 times. If you answered the whispers, you belonged to them. She inhaled deeply and stepped forward. The wind picked up. The air grew thick, pressing against her like an invisible weight. And then, just as she reached the center of the crossroad, a voice, soft and sorrowful, called out. Help me, please. Abeni's breath hitched. Her eyes darted around, searching. And then she saw her. A woman stood at the edge of the path, wrapped in a tattered white cloth. Her long, tangled hair covered most of her face, and her shoulders trembled as if she were crying. I am lost, the woman whispered. I need your help. Abeni hesitated. She knew she should keep walking. The elders always warned, do not stop, do not speak. But what if this was just a real person? Someone in need? Are you okay? Abeni asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The woman lifted her head slightly. Just enough for Abeni to see her eyes. They were hollow. Endless. Like two black pits stretching into nothingness. Abeni's stomach twisted. She staggered back, every instinct screaming at her to run. Please, the woman's voice shifted, no longer weak, no longer sorrowful. Now, it was sharper. Colder. You already answered. A chill ran down Abeni's spine. The ground trembled beneath her feet. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the path, slithering toward her. She turned to run, but the darkness wrapped around her ankles, dragging her down. No. I didn't mean to. Let me go, she screamed, struggling against the unseen force. But the more she fought, the tighter the shadows held. The last thing she saw was the woman's face, now a grotesque mask of hollow eyes and sharp, jagged teeth. Then, silence. The night swallowed her whole. Morning came and the village awoke to the usual sounds of life. Women set up their market stalls, men gathered to talk, and children ran through the dusty roads, laughing. Until one child stopped. His eyes widened as he pointed down the road. Who is that? He whispered to his friends. They followed his gaze. A girl stood at the crossroad, her dress tattered, her hair covering her face. The wind carried her soft, distant voice. Help me, please. The children shuddered and ran back to the village. And so, the whispers continued, waiting for the next soul to answer.